Good evening and welcome to our Murfreesboro City School Board meeting. I'll ask that we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. And good evening to everyone in attendance. And to you, Dr. Gilbert, I'll now ask for a motion for the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Communications, Dr. Gilbert.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to announce that we have received an extension for Project SOAR. This is the 21st Century Communities Learning Center grant that serves students at Bradley, Hobgood, and Mitchell Nelson. The amount is $194,000, and this will provide after-school programming scholarships to students at those particular schools. I'd also like to thank the Murfreesboro City Schools Foundation for their continuing support, and they recently awarded grants to the following teachers: Andrea Elliott, Emily Clark, Margaret Lane, and Rachel Pepper at Irma Siegel; Diane Bird, Jennifer Austin, Marty Aiken, and Sarah Laster at John Pittard; Bess Turner, Judy Gritton, Susie St. John, Mickey Brooks, and Bess Turner again at Northfield. From Mitchell Nelson Primary, Peggy Courier and Shannon Minner, and from Cason Lane, Betsy Lynch, Debbie Hickerson, and Kathy Latondras. So I certainly thank those teachers for submitting grants and thank the Murfreesboro City Schools Foundation for giving those grants. This Friday, we're having a special event at the Oakland's house, the museum there, and this is called Winkin' Time. Candy has been working on this in partnership with the Oakland's Historic House, so certainly appreciate Candy Clifford's work. It will be from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It is free for children and families, and really it will give the participants an opportunity to see the lifestyles from the era in which that particular house was built. And at this time, instead of reading the next communication, I'm going to ask the principal of the Mitchell Nelson Schools, Robin Newell, to come and to talk about the block party that will be occurring on Thursday, August the 4th.
Good evening. We are so excited to announce our back-to-school block party. We are having that next Thursday, August the 4th, at the Mitchell Nelson Schools. We are inviting parents and students and our community partners and the neighborhood to come out that particular night. We'll have free food and inflatables and face painting and music, and it's just going to be a fun way for the students to get to see other students that they haven't seen this summer, and for our new families to meet other families in the community, as well as our partners to come out and show their support. Starts at 5:30, and then at 6:30 the children will be allowed to go into the classrooms and find out who their teachers are, which always makes the first day of school go much more smoothly, so they'll know where to go. So we're hoping that all of the board members will come out and join us that night. It's going to be a good time. We're looking forward to a great year. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Robin. And those are your communications.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
Robin or Dr. Gilbert, where on the two campuses or the one big campus is this event going to be held?
We're going to be right smack in the middle. We'll be going back and forth across the street.
Okay.
Thank you. Consent items. If there's no questions on any, I will entertain a motion for the approval.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much. Action items.
Your first action item is your board policy approval, and I'm going to ask for Ms. Baker to handle that, please.
Okay, Mr. Ringsack will discuss these changes.
Yes, PER 9, fringe benefits for full-time employees. Lines 14 through 16, full-time employees who are hired after July 1st, 2004 are eligible to receive a $1,500 annual incentive if they choose not to take out the medical insurance coverage offered by the school system. This is reflecting what the school board approved approximately 7 years ago, and this has been practiced since then. I'll ask for your approval for this addition to the policy.
Board members, is there a motion for the approval of Board Policy PER 9?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second for the approval. Ms. Ridley, if you'll call the roll.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Duggan?
Aye.
Ms. Phillips?
Aye.
Mr. Rainier?
Aye.
Ms. Wade?
Yes.
The next policy is a new policy, STU 58, Interscholastic Athletics. This is a new policy. We have 10 schools that participate in basketball. We have a basketball league. We may expand that in the upcoming future. And the line 10 and 11, I want to make sure that everyone is clear on this. Only students currently enrolled in the Murfreesboro City School System may participate in athletics. The TSSAA, which we are not governed by, their middle school and high school, has voted to allow homeschool students the opportunity to participate in athletics unless the school system decides otherwise. And this policy mirrors what Rutherford County is doing. So I recommend and asking for your approval for this policy.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second?
Second.
Questions?
Yes.
Mr.
But
Campbell?
what we're saying then, to make sure I understand, you've got to be enrolled in city schools to participate.
Yes, sir.
Those that are homeschooled and whatever, even though they're zoned, they're not eligible under our policy, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you. Mr. Rainier?
Plus, I understand that the individual must have a physical exam, and the cost of that physical exam is the parent or guardian's responsibility. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. The mobile health unit has really worked well with us regarding this.
Okay, very good.
Ms. Phillips?
And just want to add for any homeschool families out there listening that our city Parks and Recs department has a wonderful program for kids that are homeschooled. A lot of activities going on for those kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Ridley, if you'll call the roll.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Duggan?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Aye.
Mr. Rainier?
Yes.
Ms. Wade?
Yes. Reports and
Thank you.
information. Thank you, Mr. Ringstaff.
You have your personnel update in tab 3 and your monthly revenue and expenditure report. Mr. Anderson?
The monthly revenue and expenditure report, at this time of year, we usually show that we're close to either a zero or a negative money. At this one, we're negative quite a bit of money, but I wanted to let you know that this report indicates a 12-month expenditure rate, but only 10 months of revenue. We already have in hand to add to this report another $1.455 million for the month of May, and we anticipate another $750,000 for June. So we do anticipate another $2.2 million in revenue to come in on this fiscal year. That'll put us over our revenue projections for the year, so we feel we're in good shape on the revenue side. On the expenditure side, there's items that I wanted to bring to your attention so you'll understand what it looks like when there's some negative numbers there, and it looks like a lot of over expenditures. Expenses get adjusted at the end of the year through our audit, and we then deal with our fund balance items. For example, we purchased our laptops, and we encumber that money in those laptops, so $500,000 in the expenditure under the current under the regular instruction line is for laptops. Other expenses in those particular lines are we have, for example, we would pay for school supplies. We received a grant for $57,000 for school supplies. The expenditure shows up in our expenditure line, but it was a grant, so the money doesn't show up as in our revenue until we actually go through that process. Other things that we had is our retirement incentive was $117,000 that came out in that in the year ending June 30th, and that was for the first half of that, and that will be repaid, as you know, through rehiring people. Typically, they come in at a lower experience rate, and we anticipate that paying for itself within 1 to 2 years. There are other things like school buses. We encumbered over $300,000 in school buses. And we also have some things that we didn't expect, and like our health insurance was up $309,000 because of the rate adjustments, the rate increases, and the changes in all the state plan. We did have some great offsets, and our utility expenditures were way down, which helped us in that area. I just wanted you to know that when you see this report in June, it's not anywhere near the final. We have not closed our books. We have not done any transfers. We have not done any accounting through our fund balance. And so that will happen when they come and do our audit in the month of September. So you should have your report on it in October, November as far as the year end. But I wanted to give you some comfort level. When you see that big negative number, I wanted you to know that we already got $2.2 million more coming in revenues to offset that.
I think that's excellent, Mr. Anderson, because I think, anyone can get on the internet and get on our website and click on and get the budget information. And I think when you look at it just hands-on and not knowing how the money comes in revenues during the year and all, you could really look and see that maybe we've got a problem, and we really don't. And I think you've explained it well, and I think that needs to be explained more often to the general public so they understand really what they're seeing.
Sure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure now to introduce Greg Lyles. He is our Coordinator of Community Initiatives, and I would like for him to present a couple of folks and to talk about Camp Prism.
Thank you for this opportunity to highlight a special program we've had at Mitchell Nelson for the second summer in a row. We have with us two of our teachers, Casey Sims and Christy Lewis, and we have one of our partners from MTSU, Dr. Rebecca Callahan, and our wonderful speaker, Johnson Ring. Johnson told the kids about his experience as one of the lost boys from Sudan. He was the speaker for the Celebration of Learning at the end of the program. It was a 2-week program, and we have a video that we want to highlight some of the special activities that occurred during that time.
Camp Prism, a collaboration between Murfreesboro City Schools and Middle Tennessee State University. Prism, Practice in Science and Math. This is the second year for the collaboration for the students in this program for Mitchell Nelson Elementary. There were 30 students in grades 4, 5, and 6 that participated in this awesome program. The teachers involved in this program included Christy Lewis, Kelly Kleppinger, and Casey Sims from Mitchell Nelson Elementary, along with a variety of professors and instructors from Middle Tennessee State University.
Activities for the 2-week camp included a trip to the Bach Farms in Las Casas, where students learned about various crops raised on the farm, machinery, and technology involved in operating a modern-day farm. Students also toured the Nissan manufacturing plant and learned about the steps involved in producing a vehicle through the use of manpower as well as technology. Students visited the office of the Murfreesboro Traffic Engineer. They were exposed to the latest technology used to ensure the smooth flow of traffic on the streets of our city. During their visit to City Hall, students had an opportunity to meet Mayor Tommy Bragg. Mayor Bragg shared with the students how taxes are distributed and used to operate city government. The camp involved a great deal of collaboration with Middle Tennessee State University. At MTSU, students were able to visit the Murfreesboro Airport. Students boarded a plane and learned about the what and the why of flying a plane. A visit to the MTSU Geoscience Department exposed the students to jobs in this field of study, as well as the impact of geosciences on our daily lives. The Murfreesboro Electric Department brought their presentation to the school. Students were able to relive the experience of an electrical worker as it relates to providing electricity to the homes in the city of Murfreesboro. Another program brought to the school was about birds. Students learned a great deal about the life and survival of various types and sizes of birds. They were also able to handle and feed the birds. There were many other hands-on experiences planned for the students that were designed to increase their knowledge of various math and science concepts.
The program concluded with a celebration of learning in which parents were invited to learn about the activities that the students were exposed to during this 2-week period. A special thanks is extended to our Director of Schools, Dr. Linda Gilbert, Dr. Rebecca Clanahan, and Dr. Saeed Farudistan from MTSU for their efforts in making this program possible. This is just one example of many collaborations that occurred throughout the city this summer. We had kids all over the city involved in a variety of camps and exposed to a variety of experiences. And so we just know that the collaborations will continue to grow between the city schools and Murfreesboro. Our teachers have any comments about their experience?
I just wanted to say that I have thoroughly enjoyed working with Camp Prison for the last 2 years. It's been a great pleasure to work with MTSU and all the community resources and community partners that we've partnered with for the last 2 years. So it's a real asset to the children, and I hope we get to continue this in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. I almost said Rebecca, I almost called you Ms. I guess we've been friends for too long. Rebecca Callahan is just an amazing professor, and I really appreciate her collaboration. And also the extension that we have with the partnerships with MTSU has just been really remarkable.
Ms. Phillips.
I was just going to comment on the wonderful people involved in Camp Prism. I know some of them personally. I know they really bring so much to our students, and I appreciate that. But we've had so many exciting camps going on this summer. I wanted to go to all of them, and hats off to you as our director for your leadership in that, and all the teachers and administrative folks involved, and Mr. Lyles, too.
Thank you. And next we have Trent Klingensmith. I said I wasn't going to try to say his name, but I did, so that's a good thing, Trent. I didn't blow it. And Leslie Etherly. And I would like for Leslie to introduce this. She has been very instrumental in bringing junior achievement to our schools this summer, and so I would like for them to discuss that at this time, please.
Hi there, I'm Leslie Etherly. I am an academics programs coordinator for the extended school program. And this summer we decided to partner with our JA partners of Middle Tennessee. And we incorporated our JA curriculums, Our Families, and the JA Money and More to 11 schools out of our 12 throughout the city. We had an estimated 1,161 students that were enrolled in our summer ESP program, and we trained 63 ESP staff members. The junior achievement folks come out to train them, and then we put in more than 100 hours in presenting the program with the kids. So at this time I'm going to let Trent kind of show a video, and he's going to talk a little bit about JA.
Thank you. I'd like to start out by thanking you folks for having me out here today. I appreciate it. And I want to thank Leslie and Dr. Gilbert for giving us the opportunity to come and get engaged with the community. And that really is my goal at the end of the day, is find out how we can help more kids understand the relevance of their education. How can we empower these kids to be successful? I know what's happening with these folks and the rest of the folks in this room, and I want you to know that I'm here to help. So that's part of what we did this summer, so it's the perfect partnership that we started with. But JA is about empowering these kids to understand that relevance of education, and we do it through several different programs. Now, we've launched a disc. We hope that's going to play here in a minute. I'm going to talk to it as one of the programs that we actually offer. But it works because of the partnership with the community. It works because of the partnership that we have with volunteers who we use as mentors in the classroom. And it works because of the community support. So there's that other side of finding those organizations in town that help us support the future leaders of our community, and that's the kids going through our schools. 3 pillars that we stand by at Junior Achievement. It's workforce readiness, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. To me, it's all about giving a child an opportunity to succeed. We have, as I mentioned a minute ago, 3 different programs, one of which is where we have a program that a volunteer teaches, like we did with the ESP program this summer, where you have a volunteer goes in the classroom and actually teaches kids about the importance of how their education is going to work for them, and at the same time reinforcing what the teachers are teaching every day in the classroom: math skills, science skills, technology, those types of things. We also have what we call a job shadow program, where we actually have the kids go out and go into the workforce, and they learn what jobs are available to them. And when you look at healthcare, they think of doctors and nurses. Well, by the way, they have marketing departments, advertising departments, all the other different availability, job opportunities available to them. And then we have this program called JA BizTown, and it's very cool. And if you guys will indulge me in a second, I'm going to see if I can get this to play and give you a little snapshot of it, and then I'll give a quick overview and end my speech here.
Fifth graders are getting a taste of what life is like in the real world.
Your deposit has been accepted.
It's all part of Junior Achievement's JA BizTown.
It's a very cool program. It's where fifth graders come in and they run the town for the day. So they have jobs, they fill out job applications, they interview, with the whole goal of coming in and acting like real adults.
Students from Fairview and Pinewood Elementary Schools recently paid a visit to BizTown, where they learned all about the responsibilities and challenges that go hand in hand with running a business.
So they come in here as fifth graders. They have a job. They work in a bank. They work in a restaurant. They get paid twice during the day. They get the opportunity to then go out and spend the money that they earn.
The students spend weeks preparing for their visit to BizTown, learning things like how to develop a business plan and balance a checkbook.
Did you have 2 different bills from newspaper?
And while running a business and handling your own personal finances can be difficult at times.
Well, it's kind of confusing of when to write a check for something, and then you did it wrong, you're like, oh, but I do.
What's been the hardest thing about it today?
Having to pay bills. It's a lot of money taken out of what we're going to make.
It's an experience these students are thankful for.
I think it's really fun. I like doing it a lot.
This job, I think I would really like to be when I'm older.
I know what it's like to be an adult now.
It's an experience that complements what's being taught in the classroom. So when we have a school that comes in here, all the great things that these teachers are doing in the classroom, getting kids prepared for life, this program just enhances that. So it's real life stuff, happening in the city. So that's a great experience for the kids.
Well, as you can tell, I'm kind of the soapbox guy. It is about the whole child. Dr. Gilbert and I were talking about that earlier. It's about giving the kids the opportunity to succeed. It's changing attitudes. It's empowering the child. This program is for your kids. And it's been up and running since 2002. I am looking forward to getting the kids from Murfreesboro in this program. I am opening up an invitation to all of you to come see it. And I want to thank these folks for helping me bring this to the table today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Trent. And I can tell you now, I've been to BizTown, and I'm very excited that our students this coming year will have the opportunity to go there. So very much appreciate his reaching out to us and wanting to join in partnership with us.
Excited.
And those are your reports.
Well, is there any other business? Are we going to break our own record tonight? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do you have a question?
Not a question, just a comment. It's good to have Dr. Andrews back with us.
It is.
Yes, it is.
She's been out for a while. We're glad to see you. You're looking good.
And she's so quiet down there on that end. Well, we've had the motion. Has there been a, did I miss the second?
No, there was no second.
There wasn't a second? You're not ready to leave?
Everybody wants to
Thank
stay.
you.
We be adjourned.
Yeah, I think we'd be all right.